You know, when you think about it, this really isn't all that surprising. Here's the headline. Al-Qaeda praises left-wing protests on college campuses.
Hans, are we the baddies?
So apparently, the terrorist group responsible for the September 11th, 2001 attacks on the United States, which resulted in thousands of Americans being killed, praised the left-wing pro-Hamas protesters who have disrupted college campuses over the last 2 months. And again, it's really not all that surprising. A bunch of them were already fans of Osama bin Laden, it turns out. I mean, here from November 2023. Somebody just posted a 20-year-old letter he wrote, of course, criticizing the United States. And, of course, a bunch of young people who'd been trained to hate the United States and the West in general by their teachers took one look at the word salad gibberish of Osama bin Laden and went, "That sounds good." And, of course, Al-Qaeda would be happy by this because the protesters are calling for the destruction of the state of Israel and chanting about intifada. Let's see, the Islamist terror group said in a statement that every Muslim was happy with the attacks on Israel that were carried out by the youth of the Islamic nation. And while we support the assassination of the infidel Zionists and the beheading of them, we also appreciate and value the movement of Western demonstrators and sit-in students from Western universities who, through their sit-ins and protests, expressed their rejection of the genocide taking place in Gaza, said the people who had just stated that they want to behead everybody. And if that's not enough love for those student protesters, the Iranian-backed terrorist group Hezbollah also wanted to give them a special thanks. Let's see, here's the Islamic Republic of Iran that announced its support for the left-wing protesters as well. The Ayatollah posted on X, "Dear university students in the United States of America, you are standing on the right side of history. And don't forget to imprison and torture women who don't cover their hair." But I've got to say, with these student protesters getting all this love from the most barbaric people in the world, I can't help but think that Queers for Palestine are feeling a bit left out at the moment. I mean, they didn't even get mentioned by Al-Qaeda. What about Fatties for Palestine? I mean, they made their own shirts, for God's sakes. Surely that deserves a mention. And if they're going to mention anybody, it should be Drag Queen Story Hour for Palestine. Because, you know, that'd go over great in Gaza. Here's something for the next Drag Queen Story Time. Queers for Palestine and Drag Queens for Palestine go to Palestine. They all get thrown off of a roof. The end. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.